It's time for
DodgerHeads.
high fly ball into right field. Dodgers have won it all in 2020. Shohei Ohtani, 50-50 club. Strikes him out. There's a drive. Shohei Ohtani. Freeman hits the ball. She is gone. Birthday party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into DodgerHeads Unplugged with Scotty G. It's great to have you in here. Happy Friday. Happy off day vibes yesterday. It was good stuff. Great show yesterday. We're going to roll into the weekend. We're going to keep this train going here. As I was, crafting my tweet here to talk about this show, I was thinking about the upward trend and the vibe check that's really happened here. In the last, I would say, couple weeks. You know what I mean? Like things started to come together, and that sort of changed the narrative. That's I would say I would venture to say that's really changed the narrative. A lot of people got to see, a glimpse of what can happen when those core pieces start to trickle their way back in, where depth concerns get pushed back to exactly what they are: depth. You don't have to think of them at the forefront. You can think of them when the moment arises. What happens when platoon splits go up here, stuff like that. But great to have you all in. Happy Friday. Do me a favor, quick housekeeping stuff. When I'm going to say what's up to all the regulars in here, tier ones, great to have you in. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, do all the things for us over here at Dodger Blue, road to 100K. It's good to have you in. You are still in the tier one status if you're tuning in with us this early on, rolling into the playoffs. This is the momentum that we're building here at Dodger Blue as we roll into the postseason stretch here. As we get into the coming weeks, the hunger, people want to chat. They want to chat ball. They want to talk Dodgers baseball and break down absolutely everything. So stay tuned in, stay locked in for us here at Dodger Blue 1958. The boys, Matt, Blake, Jeff, everybody, Ant, everybody on the writing side, incredible work over here on Dodger Blue, written work. We've got, we're going to have reporters as much as we can get live stuff for us. Most honest, independent Dodgers media. Say it all the time. Love you guys. Appreciate it. You're the best support we've got. So thank you. To all the early birds in here today. Laura, good morning, Dodger fans. Dusty, what's up, man? It's good to have you. Let's go, Yosh. Yep, absolutely. Jack wants to talk Giants today. We're going to get into all of that. We're going to get into absolutely all of that. Foxy, good to see you. Good vibes for the San Francisco series. Pab Meet, good morning, everyone. Yeah. Shelly, Shelly. Shelly's an absolute dog. Everybody say what's up to Shelly. What a beast. She's the best. Tim says, hi, Scott. I finally managed to stay up late enough to watch live. 2 a.m. for me in Japan. Tim. I'm on my second, pumpkin spicy already. I'm fired up. It's Good Friday. We're dialed in. We're absolutely dialed in. So Tim, once you're ready to call it quits on the day, smooth sound of my voice on your phone, on your computer, it's good to have you. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. You're the best. We've got support all over the place. Blake was reading me the analytics from where we've got our listeners, and it's a pretty wild group. So we've got our reach, stretched pretty far. So it's good to have you. Yeah, look at this. El Shiva says Ben Roitvet is a total stud. Look, the Benny Rowe propaganda and the narrative behind him and what he's been able to do for this pitching staff and this ball club early on, like I said, should not be overlooked. The pitchers are talking about it. The staff's talking about it. Dave's got high praise. Fun story. Definitely fun story. It's Freddie Freeman's birthday. People are saying happy birthday, Freddie. Yeah. Happy birthday, Freddie Freeman. Time to go out and hit some birthday dingers. Put a few into the bay. Make them weep. Yeah. But a lot to talk about when it comes to the series tonight against the Dodgers. Dave says, hello, Dodger fans. What's up? Melva, good morning, Scott and Dodgers Nation. Our boys in blue. We got this. Yeah. Fun times. All right. Pretty packed show this morning. as my morning prep, I had some stuff going here, and I was looking into, Mookie Betts' stuff here, and I really wanted to talk uh, quite a lot about his resurgence here. Uh, and we're just going to get flat out straight into it. Everybody knows I'm a huge Mookie Betts fan. Make no secret about it. I'm going to put some of his stats up there at the bottom ticker there. If you can't see it, I'm going to read them out. Since August 4th, Mookie Betts is a 958 OPS, 166 WRC plus, 7 homers, 26 RBIs. In the series against the Rockies, everybody always wants to overlook, stretches against teams that underperforming, like we've talked about. Baseball is a game of repetition. You got to see it, believe it. You've got to see success to continue that success. In the series against the Rockies, Mookie Betts was 7 hits, 13 plate appearances here, 2 homers, 9 RBIs, right? So very jam-packed there. So 50 is doing absolutely everything in his power to make this resurgence feel complete. Putting him in the 2 spot was something that people were clamoring about for quite a long time. Look, there were spots, like I said yesterday, Mookie Betts, to his own admission, wanted to be moved down in the lineup. Maybe not wanted to, but understood if Dave Roberts wanted to move that way. And it's understandable that he felt that way. Mookie Betts is a professional, first ballot Hall of Famer. And when you are that low, it's tough to have all the pressure to get right and to produce when you're in the 2nd spot. You're getting, all the at bats. Ohtani doesn't have those prolonged things. He hasn't gone through a stretch like Mookie Betts had. And with what Mookie Betts was able to do, after he stated that he had a change in philosophy, he had a change in approach at the plate, he had a change in, mindset, and really what he was trying to do. We are seeing someone that can anchor that 2nd spot. Everybody remembers last season when teams would pitch around Shohei Ohtani, they would put him on to face Mookie Betts. Now, early in the season, it felt like those moments would happen, and he was so far down in the dumps. Mookie Betts, I'm speaking about that. That was a plus strategy. Now that feels you do that, you're absolutely asking for trouble. You are asking for trouble because what Mookie Betts has done, and shout out to John Anderson. I've referenced his stuff here a few times. He puts out terrific MLB data. If you have a chance to, follow him on Twitter, at John PGH, puts out great stats, not obscure things, but things that you wouldn't have, you actually have to really dive into. In Mookie Betts's last 100 swings, Mookie Betts only has 8 whiffs. He's got 26 hard hit balls, 5 home runs. So Mookie Betts is doing absolutely everything. And we're talking along the lines of with some of the best players in Major League Baseball. And when it comes to whiff, when it comes to chase rate, and he's punishing, he's slugging, he's getting bat on ball, he's making the most of at bats, and he's turning, he's passing a buck when he needs to. He's making pitchers work. So this is definitely somebody in Mookie Betts right now that is anchoring the 2 slot. He's making the most of everything. He's passing a buck. He's doing damage. So Mookie Betts batting in front of whoever they decide to slot into the 3 hole, depending on the matchup. Ohtani's now has secured his protection behind him. And that's a big thing for Shohei Ohtani down the stretch. We're going to face tougher pitching. The Dodgers are going to be pitched really hard here. And when we get into it against the San Francisco Giants, we're going to talk Philadelphia Phillies, just touch on it. And then you get the Giants again, right? So they come back to Los Angeles. Okay. So Mookie Betts' resurgence goes so far that, this is from Dave Roberts after Tuesday's win over the Rockies, speaking to Mookie Betts and how he's, been looking more like himself. He said, quote, "I think what it means is there's a real confidence, there's edge, just letting his ability play." Roberts elaborated. "I think we're seeing at shortstop and in the batter's box, there's just that edge." And we've spoken ad nauseum about Mookie Betts being a confident player. And when you see those recently, after he came out of that tough stretch, rounding second base after a big homer, or, pulling up at 2 there, signaling to the dugout, you've seen that raw emotion. And it's something that, us as, writers, analysts, fans overlook the aspect that when there are those moments that you see it get done, those players having those outbursts they're very internal. So when Mookie Betts has those outbursts, those big bursts of emotion, I think it's of note that Mookie Betts himself feels good. He feels that confidence and he's been putting it all on display, right? So, Dave says he's not in between as far as, for a lot of the season. That's what I mean when I say Mookie looks like Mookie right now. Okay. And Dave Roberts has had a pulse on what Mookie Betts has done. Mookie's spoken about how Dave Roberts and him have a special relationship, and believing in Mookie Betts and keeping him in that 2 slot is a nod to what Dave Roberts has done for years now, and Mookie Betts doing his best when he's not with the team. Speaking with JD Martinez, continuing his process until he got right. So this is a cap tip to Mookie Betts. This segment was to instill the confidence that Mookie Betts is going to be able to anchor, this top part of the order. He's a key piece to what we've got. Let's look through the chat here. Tim says this, good point. I feel like Mookie is almost more key than Shohei in a way. Shohei needs a real threat to back him up. Yeah, I mean, everybody knows Shohei Ohtani can do damage, right? Everybody knows that when you make a mistake to Shohei, he's got that, we talk about one club in a bag. Shohei's one club is good enough for everything. And no pitcher wants to make a mistake to Shohei. And having Mookie Betts behind him, we've seen times where teams just pitch around Shohei to get to Mookie. Did it last year. It's not going to work down the stretch here. Teams are going to be afraid. They still will do it. Teams will still test Mookie Betts. And maybe they'll test Freddie Freeman. We might see that. We might see teams test Freddie Freeman. So that's something to note as well. That'll be a mistake. It'd also be a mistake to pitch to Mookie right now. So I think all, anywhere in that top 3. Absolutely anywhere in that top 3. All right, let me keep looking. A lot of people have good comments about Mookie Betts. Yeah, Chuck says Mookie forgot the stats and started to play, and he took off. Look, Chuck, I got you, man. Mookie Betts had the quote about his season's a throwaway. Statistically, it's his worst season of his career. It's an anomaly. It's one of those where you're going to look. Everybody's going to look back on it and just say what happened. And it's one of those where you have to break it in half. You have to look at that second half of the season, and this last third, and you say Mookie Betts was able to get back to himself. Mookie Betts got incredibly sick at the beginning of the year, right before the season started. Put a wrench right in whatever was going on there. And it's easy for everyone to forget about that just because the news cycle, things get washed out. Everything's talked about so much. Everything's spoken about. So when something like that happens, people forget and they just see the play and they see the numbers and they get frustrated and pissed that Mookie Betts isn't performing for their fantasy team. He couldn't care less. So he feels right, looks right. He reinvented himself again. Did it again. So props to Mookie. Dave says props to Mookie for getting right at the plate. You're damn right. Got a super chat here. Jedi. Good to see you, man. He says, who gets a home run splash this weekend? I'm going to say Shohei. I think Shohei is just going to get into one, pummel one. I think it could be tonight. Going up against Justin Verlander. I think it could be tonight. I think Verlander is a very macho type pitcher. And Ben Verlander is going to be pissed when he has to post that video on his channel. He's going to be pissed. He's going to say he got crossed up there and threw a meatball to Shohei, and he put it right into the cove. Knock over 4 geezers on their kayaks, barbecuing out there, and Shohei's just going to hit a beam. It's going to be great. That's going to be good stuff. All right. Any guesses? Anybody else other than Shohei Ohtani that somebody's got hitting a splash zone homer? Wow. Foxy says this. Tommy tanks. I don't know if he gets the start tonight, Foxy. I'll be honest with you. I think we see a Conforto. We see Conforto starting tonight. I think Tommy gets the day off, sadly. So I think they're gonna go Michael Conforto in left, Pages in center, Teoscar and right. Yeah, I think that's how it's going to go. If they want to start Tommy at second, I'm in. I'm in. And then the narrative continues. And then Tommy tanks for you, Foxy. People saying Max. Got a couple of Max Muncies here. Max Muncy, that funky Muncy. Yeah. Oh, man. Here we go. Conforto bomb. There it is. That's our first. Yeah. Love Jedi says, yeah, Michael Conforto. All right. Look at this. Says Foxy says if Conforto gets one, he will feel the season is not a wash. Dang. That'll be his World Series. Shelly. Oppo tank for Teoscar. He's got that pop in him, but that's a big homer. That's a big Oppo tank, Shelly. If Teoscar does that, he's all the way back. I've already said it. He looks better. Well, it remains to be seen, but Teoscar looks on time. When hitters like that can go on a run, when they can go on a run like that, yeah, I mean, he's on time. He looks good. All right, I don't see anybody. Laura says Conforto, $20 super chat if Conforto homers. Save that super chat for Monday, Laura. Don't post it over the weekend. Do it on Monday. Monday morning with me. Put a pin in that, Laura. If you're listening after the fact, Laura, yeah, Monday. W Laura. Everybody W Laura if she does that. I like that. Nobody obscure. Benny Rortvet. McCovey Cove tank. Thoughts, anybody? Eric. Yes, there we go. Look at that. It says Ben. Benny. Yeah. That's the one. Okay. Appreciate that super chat there. It's good conversation. Well, shout out to the 440 and rising. It's a good support here on a Friday morning. It's good to have you all in. As of right now, the Dodgers sit 2.5 up in the West. Is that correct? 2.5 up. Yeah. Padres won last night. The Rockies look terrible. The New York Mets look abysmal. Gave no help. They got swept by the Phillies. They might lose a spot. So the thing saving the New York Mets is definitely how the Dodgers play against the Giants in these 7 games over this next 10-day stretch. So of note that the Dodgers can absolutely crush what the San Francisco Giants are doing in their bid for a wild card spot. Because as of right now, let me see where they're at. The San Francisco Giants are a game and a half out of the 3rd wild card slot held by the New York Mets. The Mets have lost 6 games in a row, mind you. 6 games in a row. They are under 500 on the road. They go to, 13 games under 500. They go back home. They face the Rangers. The Giants at home are only 2 games over. Very average team. But the Giants have been playing as good of ball of anybody. And Dave Roberts has taken note of that. Dave Roberts even went as far as to say that even with the Dodgers finding a little bit, getting a pulse, feeling the pulse, he's got a good pulse of the clubhouse right now. And Dave Roberts knows, and he said, quote, it's a good quote here. He said, quote, "For me, I will stand by. It's up to us and how we play, regardless of opponent. Obviously, we've already talked about us against teams under 500 and how we've played. So it's kind of regardless of the opponent. The Giants are playing as good a baseball as anyone right now, and they're fighting for a wild card. So they're going to give us everything they have. You've got a division rival, a team that's hungry and playing well. So it's going to be a battle up there for 3 nights." So I expect Dave Roberts to manage like these are games that he wants to win every night, but he's going to manage. I'm not going to say aggressively, but he's going to manage with the understanding that this is a team that will beat you because they are playing good baseball, right? You're playing on the road in San Francisco. They're fighting. And he wants to continue this upward trend with his own ball club. So he's not looking and worried about the other side. He's going to manage knowing that he still is continuing to prepare his team for October. The team is starting to come together. The team is starting to feel that pulse, see that success on the field. They're having fun again. Baseball's fun again, guys. Baseball's fun again. It's okay to smile. This is a good spot. Third spot in the postseason could be out of reach. I'm not going to say it's out of reach, but the Phillies are playing good ball. The Dodgers are chasing a little bit. They're 4.5 back of that 2 seed. So the Dodgers got to continue to play well against the San Francisco Giants. The Phillies have to just do their thing, lose a few, come into LA. Dodgers got to take care of business there. So things got to click right in a couple areas, but Dodgers put themselves in this spot. They put themselves in this spot where they have to go out and win ball games. They have to go out and continue this success and make it happen. It's not going to be handed to them. Let's see. Yeah. Foxy says, historic rivalry. They want to stomp LA into the ground. Yeah, I would say so. They believe in their team right now. There's no listed starters for the second and third game, but, Dodgers get Yoshinobu Yamamoto tonight. Verlander tonight as well. Let me actually change this here. This was just supposed to be one at the bottom. There we go. The Dodgers get Yamamoto tonight. He's been great. 11-8 on the year, 2.72 ERA. Obviously, we know what he did recently. Obviously, we know what he's done. And the upwards trend of the Dodgers starting pitching is something that I think we can pencil the guy in, be okay with the production that they're going to give, which has been elite, and squarely look at the offense and look at the bullpen, when they do come in. So you're going to get a good lineup tonight. You are going to see Michael Conforto in there. You're going to see Freddie Freeman in the 3 spot. And then Max Muncy will be in there. So I'm excited to see Max in San Fran. He loves playing in San Francisco. Those fans cannot stand Max Muncy, and he relishes in that opportunity to shut them up. So I expect Max Muncy to go out there. Max Muncy talked about not feeling like he has to do everything, and he doesn't have to now. He doesn't have to. It was the playful stuff about Max Muncy, coming in and having to save the team was just, that's fun. That's funny to say. But Max Muncy, looking at where the team was in his rehab, was like, man, I was on a heater. And then once my bat went away, of course they feel it. These guys know about it. They feel that pressure to come back and want to perform immediately. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to be all world Max Muncy. I think he's going to be at that point where he's just, he looks on time. He looks like he's ready to barrel everything. But he doesn't have to be perfect. And I think that's why opportunities are now going to fall into his lap. And I think that greatly benefits him. All right. Alshiva says Muncy's going to hit it into the bay. Hit it in the bay. Yeah. Dave says Muncy into the ocean. Everybody. Crazy narrative twist with Max Muncy this year. Once he got glasses, Blake wants to say it was a change in philosophy. I think it's the glasses. It could be both. It could be yes. I think that a change in eyesight flipped a lot for Max Muncy, and I think it does. I think it did. Difference was immediate. All right. Before my time, but Foxy brings us up. Hell yeah, I want to beat the Giants. I remember Mike Scioscia going into the stands in Candlestick. Good times. Before my time. But Scioscia was a dog. Yeah. I think that as long as the Giants are playing competitive ball, there will always be that thing. Even though like the shift has turned to Dodgers Padres, I think there will always be that thing with Dodgers Giants. It just has. Those Buster Posey years, Lincecum, Bumgarner, all those years. That's when I was going through it. I was watching the Dodgers Giants battle it out. I was battling it out. Angel Pagan. I hate that guy. I hope he's having a terrible morning. I hope his coffee sucked. I hate him. Hate Angel Pagan. But that's why. Hair always greasy. Yuck. Gross. That caps fire. Thank you, man. I got an arsenal. I always appreciate that. So thank you. Good hats. Good stuff. I've seen a lot of good hats in recent years. I love the rope hats. Some people hate them, but I'm big on it. I'm waiting for New Era to call. That's going to be a good one. You're going to tell me, Scott, love the drip you've got. Just want to bring you aboard. It's going to be good stuff. Again, it's great to have you all in here. Do me a favor, if you're not subscribed already, take a second, do that for me. If you haven't liked the video, take a second, do that for me. If you're listening after the fact, leave a comment down below, rate, subscribe, do all those things there. We are building a terrific community, Dodger Heads Unplugged. It brings you a different type of feel, different type of talk, just a more relaxed vibe, right? And I think we've got terrific stuff here, good community, active chat. Be a part of it. It's really a good place to be. All right. Laura says, Scott, you are the best. New Era will call. Look, if they want to give me a call, I'm picking it up. I'm running. That'd be good stuff. Chuck's all about it. Muncie Bay shot would be epic. Yeah. Just don't blow that oblique out, man. Don't do that. Don't need to do that. All right. We're going to roll straight into some questions here. Let's just get it done. You guys want to talk today. Questions, all caps question. Put that after that. Get to as many as I can here. And I'm going to put this up before I let it go. Chuck says this. Good stuff out of you today, Chuck. He says Dodgers hitters go cold. I would say go cold after a day off. Usually, I hope tonight is different. I would say 100% I agree. With a pitcher like Verlander, I haven't looked up his pitch mix this year, if he's changed anything. But from what we know about Justin Verlander, he is a fastball heavy guy, relies on that a lot. His stuff's not where it used to be, of course, but he lives in the strike zone. That's where it is, big time. He's a 46% four seam guy, lives right in the zone with that thing. So I expect him to do exactly the same. Slider in a very prototypical spot, down and into lefties, low away to righties, change big time, arm side run with that thing. So curveball sits in a good spot. He's been, he's had a tough one. He's had a really tough year here. Yeah. Not doing well. 303 expected batting average on his four seamer. 290 expected on his curveball. Not a great year. Not a great year for JV. What's he done recently? Let's take a look. He's been all right recently. Last 7, 38 and a third, 305 ERA. He's been solid. Last outing against the Cardinals, 6 innings, shutty. Yeah, he's thrown 11 straight shutout innings. 16 punch. So he's done well his last two. Orioles and then Cardinals. Got to punish. Punish stuff in the zone. Don't miss it. Dodgers doing a much better job of that recently. I expect that to change. I expect the Dodgers to do all right. Big fastball stuff here. He's going to have to do a lot different stuff than, just pump fastballs, okay? So you might see a little bit of a change, and if he doesn't, then it's going to be tough for the 42-year-old Justin Verlander. All right. Lucas says this. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but we're not catching Philly. Let's just accept the wild card series. We'll be in, just win the division. I'm fully on board with that. Well, that's why I kept pointing out that they're at 4.5 games right now on September 12th. So I think that's a fair thing to do, is to not shift focus. But as I've highlighted a lot, it does not matter who you play. You're going to have to face the best no matter what. The test can come at any different series. I feel they're matched up, well against anyone just because of their starting pitching. Going up and saying our offense is just better. The offense was better in 2023, but they had no pitching. Think about that. Doesn't matter. Offense can be the best, but if offense slumps a little bit and your pitching lets a game get away, does not matter. Does not matter. 2024 last year, you had enough starting pitching to maneuver yourself into advantageous matchups. Hitting, pitching took care of the rest. This year, if the offense comes together, the starting pitching is well taken care of. to put you in a spot to win all the time. So it has everything to do with, you know, just getting there, making sure you're set up. Does not matter. Okay. Yeah. Dave says sweep Philly and it's a different narrative. I get it. I get it. Keep pace right here. Keep pace right here against San Fran. And then stuff changes. The Phillies get Kansas City. And then they come to LA and stuff changes. A lot can be different by the time we're talking Philadelphia Phillies. You could be in, 3-game territory. And then a lot could be different there. But a lot could change against the Dodgers if that Phillies series does not go right. Yeah, I understand. Foxy said echoes that same thing. In order to finish first you must finish. Get into the playoffs. Anything can happen. Yeah. All right. Let me change. Let me start some questions here. All right. Okay. Oh, she've asked this. Kyle Hurt as a possible bullpen piece for postseason. I've seen some people talk about this, like after I brought it up big time the other day, El Shiva. I'm a big Kyle Hurt fan. What he's done, in his rehab, from Tommy John here, I really have been a fan. And Dave Roberts hasn't closed the door on it. I've seen a lot of pushback on the sentiment that he can be a piece. I strongly feel that if the Dodgers decide to leave Kirby Yates off the roster, which I think is a strong possibility and a smart possibility, Kyle Hurt uh, has had a good start to his rehab assignment uh, in AAA OKC. That's all I'm going to say because he's put himself in that category where he's a possibility. He's eligible. He could do it. How much pressure do the Dodgers want to put on him? How much do they feel he's ready to pitch in meaningful games? They probably can't check that box now, but there is enough time that if they clear him after, his stuff and his time in OKC, that they feel he's, does enough where they say, all right, you got a runway here, Kyle. You're going to get a few outings. He might have a couple weeks. I would say he probably has like 10 days, probably 10 days and see what he could do there. It's just a matter of how much do they want to push it because Kyle Hurt's got a really bright future. He's got a really bright future with the Dodgers, and I hope it's with the Dodgers. I hope he stays. We're talking about a guy who doesn't even have a year of service time under his belt. He barely has touched the major leagues. So a realistic possibility. I mean, it's realistic. It's just a matter of how much do the Dodgers want to push a pitcher coming back, from that significant of an injury. Jonathan, hey Scott, go Dodgers. Hey buddy, it's good to see you here. Happy Friday. Hope you are enjoying your day. Hope you're enjoying your morning. If you're at work, make sure you act like you're doing as much as possible, and then just coast until it's time to clock out, and then go home, and then do the rest, and then watch some Dodgers ball. Tim says this: is Roki talk realistic? One good start in OKC. But maybe, bullpen role, maybe. It's very noteworthy that he just decided to find, triple digits in his arsenal again, and he's airing it out. I mean, I know he met with the Dodgers yesterday, or the meeting is happening today in LA to decide what his next steps are, what he's going to do this rest of the year. So it's possible. He's a piece as well. The whiff aspect was a big thing. But if he's throwing triple digits here and his stuff looks good, secondaries looks good, look, he could be a 2-pitch guy. That's kind of the thing. He needs to add another pitch. But in a short stint, his stuff is playing in the zone. He's able to, stay around there and able to find some control. Sure. Hell yeah. Yeah. Then you get into a spot where it's like now you got to pick and choose. Now you got to find out, who do you have more confidence in the bullpen? That's where the conversation goes to. Okay. So he's a piece. He's a possibility. It's all in play, guys. Anybody you're going to ask me about that's had a good run is all in play. I don't think anybody right now is completely out of the question. Besides, like, I don't think Kirby Yates should be a real thing. That's an honest opinion. I don't know what else he can give. I know he's a veteran. I know he's had time. Like, I know he's done it. But he's just so volatile, man. He's just so volatile. Dodgers don't need those type of guys in the bullpen. They have enough pieces that I feel more confident in, where Kirby Yates is well down the road. But he's a beast. Love him. All right. El Shiva says, will we carry 3 catchers on the postseason roster due to Smitty's injured hand? I think I had a full segment about Ben Royvet. Was that yesterday or 2 days ago? Was that yesterday or 2 days ago? But I had a full segment about this, El Shiva. My current stance on this, yeah, I talked about Benny Rowe yesterday or 2 days ago, and was really putting the point out there that it really comes down to, do the Dodgers feel strong enough that Dalton Rushing can be, a pinch hit option, versus right-handed pitching, because they're not going to carry 3 catchers there. Like, if they feel that Dalton Rushing is just not ready, and I know you directly reference Will Smith, but I think they feel he's good enough to play. Like, if the MRI revealed something bad, then, we're talking about 2 catchers. But if it's just something that they have to monitor, I mean, I think they'll push through it with the Dodgers. I think they'll push through October with Will Smith as the guy. I think there's enough days off. Yeah, yesterday, Foxy, thank you. I think Will Smith, if he's healthy enough, he starts every game in the post. But with the way that Ben Rortvedt has handled a postseason, like a staff that's headed towards the postseason, he has earned a right to be in the conversation. That it's not just a fluke. The pitchers feel comfortable throwing to him. In emergency duty, the guy was taking a nap right before the game. It's basically like Dave Roberts shook him up and just said, "Get dressed. You're starting today." And that's just, goes in there, handles the staff. What else can be said about him? If Dalton Rushing's not ready, then there's your second catcher. If the shin's not good to go, there's your second catcher. And I think they feel pretty good about that. All right. 3 catchers, though. I mean, it just comes down to how do they value Michael Conforto or Hesson Kim? What are the options with them? You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's possible. Let's see. Shelly says, thanks for a great show. Go Dodgers. Thank you for the super chat, Shelly. Thank you for supporting always. Yeah. I know I saw your comment on Kirby Yates. That's kind of my thoughts on him. Wish him the best. Hope he, does something, but I don't think the Dodgers have to be in a spot right now to have someone as volatile as him. It's a Daniel Hudson type role. Can get it done if things line up, but if not, it's not as needed as last year. Okay. All right. Let me take one more, and then I'm gonna let you all head out of here. Let's see. Back to back says, question: when do we push Shea into the pen to prepare him for October? It's a good question. That's a really good question. I would say I'd probably say the last week of the season. I'd say the last week of the season. And I think that's enough time. They need the starting pitcher right now. They're still battling for it. As the postseason layout starts to come more into picture, I think that's when you can start to be more strategic in how you're, going to deploy stuff and prepare yourself for October. I think probably the last week. You want to keep him ready for anything back to back. I don't think it's wise to do it too early. Just keep him stretched out. And then when it's like, okay, now short stints, his whiff and his stuff's all still there. So it's not like he has to change his philosophy of pitching. He's already doing everything an elite reliever wants to do. Get chase, get whiff, avoid damage. And I know he had issues with, giving up homers, but he's been a stud. So yeah, it doesn't matter. He's prepared from a approach standpoint. It's just a matter of when do they want to prepare him for the mindset that, Emmett, you're going to go out here, give us 1, possibly 2, and then, sit down, get ready for, tomorrow, or, have a blow and then go again, in a day or so. right? So I think that's what I would say a week. A week is good. A week is good. All right, chat. I'm gonna let you all get out of here today. You're the best. Barring anything else, last minute, I'm gonna give like a 15-second grace period for last minute super chats because you guys are bullies. But again, big series coming up. Every you're gonna hear me say that on every single one until the end of the year. It's a big series. Giants are playing well. Dodgers have to show that the Rockies weren't just the Rockies. Go out, score runs, pitch. Uh, it's hard to score runs in Oracle. It's tough. So go up there, scratch a few, do what you got to do. Don't need the slug necessarily over the fence, but I definitely want to see them do damage against Verlander, who's going to fill up the zone and go that way. He pitches downhill. He's an alpha on the mound. Beat him to it. Beat him to the spot. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Please enjoy the rest of your Friday. As always, my name is Scott Geirman, Dodger Blue Man. Thank you for tuning in to Dodger Heads Unplugged with Scotty G. We will be here back on Monday. I'll be tuning into chat, other live streams we do here at Dodger Blue. I'll be, lurking in the chat. If you have anything, reach out to me on Twitter. You can find me at Scott Geirman. You're the best fans I've got. Appreciate it. As always, we'll talk to you soon, guys. Go Dodgers.